just really excited.
90-Day Diaries returns.
They're moving to New York City
in a new season.
I never thought I'd be a grandfather thinking about having another baby.
Their biggest moments.
I'm planning to ask Mariah to marry me.
Their point of view.
It's been difficult having 2 babies.
Vanessa moved out a month ago. I felt like Vanessa Reds married me.
We're ready to date. I don't know.
90-Day Diaries. Wednesdays 8:30 on TLC.
This piece of metal right here says it all. It is a piece of a UFO.
Everyone has a story, and this is the town that UFOs built.
I was abducted by aliens 7 times.
Our whole house lit up.
I wish I could just know what it was.
I just can't say this is a UFO.
There's no question to me that you experienced a UFO.
Alien Encounters, Fact or Fiction. Tonight, 8:30 on Discovery.
The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Good evening and welcome. I'm Maricela Kelleton. This is TV1 News.
And I'm Rex Later. I'll join you later in the bulletin for sports.
In this edition, first Petroleum and Energy Conference opened. Implications of Enga conflict on education discussed, and Digicel boost communication network ahead of Morbius show.
The Petroleum and Energy Conference 2024 commenced today in Port Moresby. Prime Minister James Marape officially today highlighted the focus will be on the critical issue of energy and its impact on the planet, as well as what Papua New Guinea is doing to regulate and promote the energy sector.
The 2024 PNG Petroleum and Energy Conference will promote investment opportunities in PNG while also discussing the transitioning to a greener energy future. Prime Minister James Marape, when officially opening the conference this morning, reminded everyone about climate change and its impact and what smaller countries in the Pacific must do going forward.
It is part of the global energy conversation. And I want to point to us from the outset that energy sector alone also does contribute to some of the global traversities we are faced with contemporary conversation on the sensitivity around climate change. I want to point to one sector in the energy that must seriously grapple our resolve to migrate away from, and that is the coal sector.
Managing Director for Kumul Petroleum Holdings Limited, Vapu Song, says PNG is ready to welcome investors to invest in the petroleum and energy sector in the country. He said while the country transitions to a more sustainable production of energy, they aim to market the country's LNG in the global market in a more responsible way than in the past.
Some of the big names in our industry are already in play. And I'm really excited about the future I think you should be excited as well for the potential PNG has to offer.
Minister for Petroleum Jimmy Maladina also shared same sentiments, emphasizing the government's readiness to navigate a new chapter in the sector and extended his appreciation to current development partners while looking forward to working with new petroleum and energy companies to drive progress in PNG.
By early or mid-2025, the government is preparing to introduce amendment to the Oil and Gas Act. These amendments would reflect the changing realities of the global hydrocarbon sector, and we will include provisions for a world-class production sharing regime.
The 2 days Petroleum and Energy Conference will end tomorrow, Friday, October 18th, 2024. Freddie Mo, TV1 News.
Meantime, Prime Minister Marape invited investors and experts to explore and develop the abundance of energy sources, including LNG, hydro, geothermal, and solar power resources in the country. He said as Papua New Guinea works toward a cleaner energy future, research into cost-effective alternatives remain crucial.
You're in the right place. You're in a greener country with less carbon footprint. If you choose to invest in the LNG with us, PNG government stands ready to give you various incentives, especially incentives that label your investment as an investment in a green country that has zero carbon, your carbon footprint will be zeroed out with our forests that will be preserved. We're also willing, as we've done to PNG LNG and other oil and gas projects, we're willing to negotiate for incentives that secures your investment during the life of the license.
ExxonMobil Senior Vice President of Global Energy Peter Clark shared his insights on the success of Papua New Guinea's LNG industry and the bright opportunities ahead as a keynote speaker at the Kumul Petroleum Holding Limited's Petroleum and Energy Conference today. He said Papua New Guinea is well positioned for the future, one where LNG will have an even larger presence in the global energy mix. He added with proximity to markets and high-quality resources, Papua New Guinea can continue supporting regional demand for decades to come, with Asia-Pacific countries set to be core natural gas customers, and in the process help these countries meet their energy security and emissions reduction goals. He confidently said through the strength of partnerships, they have exceeded all expectations and together have firmly established PNG's global reputation for excellence in the LNG industry. Special Economic Zone Authority Chairman Dr. Lawrence Sauce has commended the Marape-led government for its support in ensuring investors are provided incentives to invest in Papua New Guinea. He also commended the Minister for International Trade and Investment, Richard Maru, for the commitment and foresight in progressing SEZ development in the country, especially the development of the Paga Hill estate.
Chairman of the Special Economic Zone Authority, Dr. Lawrence Sauce, has acknowledged board members and the management of the authority for supporting the licensed SEZ, including the Paga Hill estate, to attract investors. The Paga Hill Development Company is the developer of the Paga Hill Estate SEZ and is responsible for developing the project in order to attract international investment. Amidst the challenging investment climate facing the country, Paga Hill Development Company has managed to secure an international investor to build a satellite casino, the first of its kind in the country. For a start, 30% of all the earnings will be injected back to the country through the National Gaming and Control Board. Dr. Sauce said Paga Hill Development Company, on the back of the Radisson Group of hotels, is committed to operating a 200-plus bed hotel at the top of Paga Hill. The project is expected to generate local employment opportunities. Construction is expected to commence soon. It was announced during the recent groundbreaking ceremony that another investor will locate to Pagahil SEZ to construct a satellite casino that will be operational after 6 months of construction, with similar employment opportunities to the hotel project. Salome Vincent, TV1 News.
Minister for International Trade and Investment Richard Maru, in his meeting yesterday with the new Chinese ambassador to Papua New Guinea, His Excellency Yang Shaoguan made a commitment to deliver the PNG China Free Trade Agreement feasibility study report by the end of this month. Jointly funded by a 1 million kina from both countries, the report, once delivered to Minister Maru, will be submitted to Cabinet for deliberation and direction. Maru says if the study finds that it is feasible and in Papua New Guinea's national interest, will go ahead with the FTA. Maru says the government is determined to grow and deepen relations with China. A study into the negative implications of recurrent tribal warfare on the development initiatives and prospects of the innovative University of Enga is currently being carried out by the lecturers of the university's education faculty. Stanley Rungwa and Dr. Lawrence Gary today presented key findings of their ongoing study. Initial findings indicated that many people value the huge investment made by the Enga provincial government and the national government to establish the Enga Innovative University and do not want the tribal fight spillover to affect its progress.
Peace, unity and normalcy. A resounding call from prominent members of the community, political and business leaders and civic society partners of the national government is being emphasized by lecturers from the Education Faculty of the Innovative University of Enga.
We are doing this research on the ongoing tribal warfare in Enga province, especially in the Wabek district. That has caught the attention of the country and the international community, that we are here to present our findings that we have conducted studies with.
When peace, unity and normalcy are restored, the general public and the students and staff of IUE will not be intimidated in any way, and they will live free and normal lives.
A study conducted by Dr. Lawrence Gary, a senior lecturer, and lecturer Stanley Rungwa delves into the implications of recurring tribal warfare on the development initiatives and prospects of the Innovative University of Enga. The study that commenced in September is ongoing. The key findings presented today have been sourced from over 70 research participants involving students of IUE and academic and non-academic staff.
According to the findings from our study, the research participants made a stand very clear that Innovative University of Enga, or IUE, is a huge investment for Enga province, and PNG did the action. Enga governor and the PNG government had made it possible to bring it to the doorstep of the people. So, in that regard,
the lecturers are advocating to see a more collaborative approach in the peace process.
Now, the political, business and community leaders, educated elites, law enforcement agencies, and the civic society should mobilize and collectively identify appropriate ways to amicably address the tribal conflicts in the province.
Stanley Rungwa and Dr. Lawrence Gary say the research into the implications of recurring tribal warfare in Enga province will continue while they seek funding to expand the study beyond the boundaries of the university into surrounding communities to better understand the complexities of the challenges faced by affected communities.
You're watching TV1 News. A network boost for Morabe Show and First Wash Symposium. We'll have those stories and more when we return.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSP branch today to register now for BSP Mobile Banking. BSP Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSP, our bank, our people.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Payne PNG made.
Open nets.
He says the best Hunters players come from his region. So does she. But there's one thing that brings everyone together. SP Lager, Bunyamyumi.
A quick favorite meal for the day does feel good. Snacks noodles is my choice for a simple meal. It is easy to prepare and fast to cook. And with a touch of flavor and ingredients, quality noodles that can be cooked and enjoyed in many different ways. You see, my whole family loves it. It's made here in PNG and comes in different pack sizes. Snacks noodles, tastier but you like it more.
Welcome back. Communication during the 2024 Morbe show will not be a problem, with Digicel PNG boosting its network in anticipation of the influx of visitors. Aside from the network boost, the company presented over 12,000 kina to the show committee as a white ribbon sponsor.
Digicel PNG has installed a monopole tower at the Lay Showgrounds to give additional capacity to its network. This means users should not have issues with congestion when making calls, sending messages, or when using internet, including social media. On top of that, the telecommunication firm presented 12,650 kina to the show committee. President of the Morbe Provincial Agriculture Society, Hans Mel, thanked Digicel for continuing to support the 61st Morbe show. He outlined that the committee, the show sponsors, and participants are earnestly preparing for Lay's highly anticipated event.
I think we're probably 90% at the moment with the show preparations. As you can see, it's very busy at the moment, people flying around and trying to finish their stalls. Most of the infrastructure, we're still working on the power. It's been a bit of an issue for us, but everything is falling in place well, and there's been a lot of improvements this year in the grounds, and a lot of support from all the sponsors, and we really appreciate your Digicel's sponsorship. It helps with our communications, and we appreciate it very much.
Digicel will also continue the Digicel Fugitive at the show as well, with those who follow the hints and find the fugitive will win 500 kina. An SMS blast targeting Morbe's active Digicel subscriber base has been sent out with ticket information, while Digicel merchandise and services will be accessible at their stall during the 2 days of show.
Meanwhile, Ramu Agri Industries has renewed its sponsorship to the 61st Morbe show as a blue ribbon sponsor. Close to 90,000 kina was presented to the show committee this week, which will go towards supporting the 55 registered Sing Sing groups who will be displaying their colorful bilas and traditional dances on Sunday, October 20th. Showgoers will also be treated to the coveted Ramu sugar cotton candy during the show, which is set for this weekend, October 19 to 20 at the Leh Showgrounds. Retirees of the Royal PNG Constabulary who are still living in institutional housing because they have not received their entitlements from the RPNGC or the superannuation funds. Police Commissioner David Menin mentioned this during yesterday's session of the Commission of Inquiry into the RPNGC January 10th civil unrest.
Accommodation is still an issue in the Royal PNG Constabulary, with many members left to reside among the civilian community, while some are housed in institutional accommodation. Hence, the issue of retirees still occupying institutional houses continues to surface. Commissioner of Police David Manning, in yesterday's hearing of the Commission of Inquiry into the January 10 civil unrest, said retirees still occupy institutional housing because they have not been paid their entitlements either by the RPNGC or the Superannuation Fund. Manning said even though some have been fully given their entitlements by the RPNGC, if the super funds still owe them, the retirees use this as reason to prolong their stay. Manning said the organization attempts to remove them, but they run to the courts to get restraining orders based on humanitarian grounds. This includes members who have been removed from the force for disciplinary issues.
Commands those members who have been dismissed but have then since taken us or taken the office of the Commissioner of the Court and have stayed that dismissal and have applied for judicial review, and as part of the orders they've sought as part of the stay was to restrain us from removing them.
The Commissioner reaffirmed, as per the core functions of the force, the need for accommodation is something that the force has invested a lot in so that its members are properly housed to carry out their duties effectively, even though accommodation is not a condition of employment. Salome Vincent, TV1 News.
23 police officers from the Central Provincial Command were conferred with new ranks today in Port Moresby following a recent promotion.
Out of the 23 officers, the now Central Provincial Police Commander, Chief Inspector Joseph Saleh, was conferred his rank as well. These officers were promoted to higher ranks in the Central Police Command and will be serving as Chief Inspectors, Senior Inspectors, Inspectors, Senior Constable, and First Constables in various sectors of the force such as traffic, family and sexual violence, and highway patrol, among others. Present to witness the occasion was the NCD or Central Assistant Commissioner of Police, Peter Guinness. When speaking to the members, Guinness said the promotion is a new chapter in the lives of these serving members. However, these promotions comes with responsibilities.
So you must take on the responsibility of the rank you hold. In the organization, from First Constable to the highest rank, which is the Commissioner of Police, in these layers of authority, they have different responsibilities as supervisors. So you are supervisors. You must take responsibility and take stock of yourself and exercise the authority and the rank that you have been vested with.
Guinness said it is a normal practice in the force where people are promoted but do not exercise the rank they are promoted to. Therefore, this practice must stop.
Or cases where people want to be promoted, but they do not want to execute or exercise the rank that they hold. This is not good management and this is not good leadership.
Guinness said discipline in the force is the biggest problem the RPNGC is faced with. and urged the promoted members to lead with good leadership in order to help restore the good image of the force.
You can see we have so many issues of discipline issues in the organization because we fail to enforce the rule of discipline from First Constable Naikoanta.
Tracy Pa, TV1 News.
Children from the mine villages of Oktedi celebrated their new 15-seater school bus that will support students with transport to and from villages in Kavorabib, Boltem, Finalbin, and Atemkit. The 15-seater bus was handed over to the Oktedi Mine Village Women and Children Association recently in Kyunga, Western Province. Mine Village Women and Children President Alice Momoyong shared that many times children walk miles in the heavy rain, other times covered in dust from vehicle movement on the road. Therefore, they're grateful for the asset. The Water and Sanitation Hygiene Program led by the Department of National Planning has progressed since its inception in 2015 and hosted its first ever WASH Symposium today in Port Moresby. The WASH Committee hopes this symposium will inspire new ideas and collaborations that will accelerate progress in the WASH sector through presentations, panel discussions, and networking opportunities.
The symposium organized by the WASH Committee is coordinated by the Department of National Planning and Monitoring. National WASH Coordinator Takale Tuna was overwhelmed at the turnout of the symposium.
Most importantly, the people from the districts and provincial governments who are here. So we have around 10-20 partners with us who are supporting us. They are mostly international NGOs, plus our development partners in the private sector, those that are involved in the WASH sector. So yeah, I'm very happy that we've been able to bring everybody together to address our WASH challenges in the country.
Mr. Tuna affirmed that the Education Department is implementing WASH programs in schools.
Intergenerational change is very, very important in terms of WASH, especially hygiene behaviors. We need to, and sanitation, we need to ensure that the younger people are aware of the WASH issues and that knowledge that they gather, they will bring it on to their future generations.
Aside from the government agencies and private sector, community-based organizations and NGOs are very active in carrying out WASH programs. One such CBO is the Voice Inc.
We are here today at the WASH Symposium to showcase our WASH projects that we've supported through Clean Zen Innovation Grants, so a small grant funding that we give out to our members who are part of the Clean Zen Innovation Grants, Clean Zen movement. So,
Single says through the trainings they provide, young people learn to identify WASH issues back in the communities that they want to do something about and apply for grants from the TVI's Clear Gen to help their communities. Frida Kana, TV1 News.
And now we take a look at the finance news. The kina closed lower at $0.2542 US in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2467 US, $0.3672 Australian dollars, 0.2196 euro, and 36.58 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, all closed higher except cocoa, palm oil, and crude oil closed lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed higher as well. This is TV1 News. We'll have news from abroad after these short messages. Stay with us.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSP branch today to register now for BSP Mobile Banking. BSP Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSP, our bank, our people.
Enjoy life when we work together, making happy memories that last forever. Karen talk young or old, a scale rice family meal with toast to bring out the smiles, cause it's a favorite by miles. Senisi gola scale rice, low scale price. Senisi gola scale rice, low scale price. But you like him?
Hiya, Mama. You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic kakaru, get up a big smile on face. Time for kimchi and a great kumutu. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
These two are creeping into your personal space. Why don't we send them packing? Oh, maybe not.
Bing bang bing, bum bum.
Rugby league is a powerful force that unites Papua New Guinea and develops our youth. Through partnerships with the PNG LNG Kumals, Grassroots Rugby League and Justin Olam, we aim to instill skills to last a lifetime.
I'm community blue. When it's on you walk him, I'm come up community. You must help the community.
When we invest in people, we invest in tomorrow's possibilities.
Thanks for staying with us. In regional news, at least 84 Pacific seasonal workers have died since 2020 and 400 cases of injury or illness reported under the PALM scheme in the last 4 years to July, according to the Department of Employment and Workplace Relations. Advocates say few of them have life insurance. Car accidents and medical problems were the most commonly reported reasons for the deaths. 19 deaths remain under investigation. There are more than 30,000 seasonal workers in the Pacific Labor Mobility Scheme, but many have left the scheme due to poor pay and conditions. Investigations are underway into how 2 Sydney beaches ended up covered in toxic black balls of tar. Both Coogee Beach and Gordons Bay remain closed, and the New South Wales Environment Protection Authority is investigating whether the substance is from a boat leaking oil.
They're the size of an apple, some larger than others, and they're easy to pull apart, but not so easy to identify. The substance was discovered at Gordons Bay today, after first being spotted at neighbouring Coogee Beach yesterday, puzzling both the marine science community and local residents.
I've been here for quite a few years and there's never been anything like that.
I've seen a load of rubbish, we haven't seen this stuff, and we didn't know what it looked like.
Just come down for a swim as we do every morning at 6 o'clock after a run, and yeah, we couldn't swim.
Teams from several New South Wales government agencies and the local council have gathered samples for laboratory testing.
This is the first time that an incident such as this that we're aware of has happened in the Randwick Council area.
Lifeguards patrolling off Coogee saw an oil-like substance in the water, and later the Randwick Council revealed preliminary tests confirmed the material as a hydrocarbon-based pollutant.
When oil spills in the ocean, over time it forms these what we call tar balls, so clumps of oil pollution effectively.
High tide is at 8 tonight, and it's expected to wash more of these tar balls onto the shores here at Gordons Bay and at Coogee. It means beachgoers might be waiting some time before being able to swim again.
What's complicating that assessment is that it's really only Coogee and Gordons Bay where you see the pollution. That would suggest a much more localised source, just a boat really just literally only a few hundred metres off the coast.
It's not yet known the scale or origin of this toxic substance, but a clean-up is now underway at both beaches.
Former One Direction member Liam Payne has been found dead outside a hotel in Argentina capital Buenos Aires, police have confirmed. The 31-year-old British musician was found dead on Wednesday evening, local time, after falling from the hotel's third floor. The hotel manager said he heard a loud noise at the back of the hotel, and when police arrived, they found that a man had fallen over the balcony in his room, the statement said. Alberto Crescenti, head of the Buenos Aires Public Emergency Medical Services, said Payne fell about 14 meters into a courtyard of the hotel. Crescenti said there was no possibility of resuscitation by the time authorities arrived at the scene. A large crowd gathered outside the hotel mourning the late singer and placing candles in a makeshift vigil as authorities removed his body and conducted forensic examinations. Large property investors buying up Australia's homes are often speculated about, but there has never been an accurate measure of just how many of these landlords there are or how many properties they own until now.
We've got properties across Australia apart from Northern Territory, Tasmania and ACT.
As Victor Kumar drives the streets of southwest Sydney, he points out the homes he's accumulated, the houses he's built, and his plans for development.
We're going to knock this house down and put 5 townhouses here.
In all, he owns more than 100 rentals and is building 30 more. He also runs a business telling people how they too can build their own portfolios. Data obtained under Freedom of Information shows he's one of more than 2,500 people who own 10 or more rental properties in Australia. 172 of this elite group own 20 or more properties. These mega investors own or part own over 33,200 rentals between them, roughly equivalent to the number of dwellings in the Melbourne suburbs of Richmond and South Yarra combined, or the Waverley Council area in Sydney's east. The data also shows the landlords with 20 or more properties are losing the most money on them and are benefiting the most from negative gearing.
Really highlights just how skewed the whole tax arrangement is and how much it really benefits those big investors rather than what we stereotypically hear about, oh no, it's good for mums and dads. We've got a system that is actually assisting people more to buy their 10th property than their first.
Investor Margaret Lomas, who owns more than 20 properties, agreed the system was unfair, but says criticism of larger investors is unwarranted.
The motivations behind many property investors isn't to create grand wealth for themselves. It's often to help their own families.
Several economists say limiting negative gearing for people who own multiple properties could dampen house prices. For instance, the ATO data also shows that while only 10% of investors own 3 or more properties, they hold 25% of Australia's rental stock.
Even if we were able to curtail these large number of investors, that would have a really strong dampening effect on the overall housing market.
But Mr. Kumar doesn't believe targeting big investors like him would have a long-term impact on prices.
Ultimately, it's supply and demand, and we simply don't have enough supply.
Despite speculation about the government's position, both the Labour and Liberal parties say they have no plans to change property tax concessions ahead of the next election.
New statistics about Australia's plummeting birth rate appear to confirm what demographers have been saying for months. The cost of living and housing crisis are prompting people to rethink having a family. Official figures show the fertility rate has hit a new low of 1.5 babies per woman.
New South Wales far and away accounts for the largest drop-off in births across the country. Almost 6,000 fewer babies were born in this state alone in 2023. That accounts for almost half of the 13,000 fewer babies born across the country in the reporting period. The fertility rate dropping to 1.5 per woman, the lowest ever since the Australian Bureau of Statistics started recording this data. If we have a look over the long run though, it's where we see that this low has been trending down for a long time. After the peak in child fertility rates of 3.55 in the late 1950s and early 1960s, we see a consistent downward trend with a few small spikes but none to mitigate those much higher levels. We're now at a much smaller level. One reason we are hearing from people on the streets here in Sydney is that the cost of living has been a major prohibitive factor for some people wanting to have a family.
Yes, we're just trying to sustain ourselves, and to add a baby and a family to that, that's going to really, stretch the budget quite a bit.
Are you keen to have several kids, or are you worried about having multiple kids?
Maybe I want a big family, maybe like 3 to 5 kids, hopefully.
But one expert demographer, Dr. Liz Allen, says while housing affordability is a major contributing factor, it's not the only, as fertility rates hit rock bottom.
This is not a decline happening necessarily by choice. Young people are unlikely to achieve their desired family size. We're not talking oodles of children here, we're talking 1 or 2. The hurdles, the barriers needed to pass to really have a family, a much wanted family, are just insurmountable now. We've got housing affordability, we've got job insecurity and economic insecurity more broadly, we've got gender inequality and climate change that are really at the front of mind for young people.
The federal government, for its part, is trying to arrest declining rates of fertility among the population. It says its work around childcare is important to making having a child more affordable.
And we get that Australians are doing it tough, and certainly housing affordability is front and centre in that, because it's the most significant cost that people by and large have in their household budgets.
The problem, however, for the federal government is multi-pronged and multifaceted. It's not just childcare that they need to look at to encourage people to have children. As well, it's a problem that takes some time to work upon, and there won't be any quick solutions to improving or increasing the fertility rate among Australians.
And that ends the news segment. Later in sports with Rex, epic battle looms and Connor's hard work pays off. Stay tuned.
In its first 10 years, the PNG LNG project has had a long-lasting impact, contributing more than 26 billion kina to the state of Papua New Guinea. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levy and royalties are paid to DPE. For more information on direct and indirect benefits, visit PNG EITI's website.
Petroleum is a major regional petroleum industry player involved in large-scale upstream, midstream and downstream petroleum and energy developments in the country. We are committed to ensuring that Papua New Guineans maximize benefits from the petroleum and energy sector.
Johnston for Derby! Back to back! Oh, the salute from Gally! He's running this week and reaches out! The chase is on! Micah Sebo! Puts it in tight. Oh, the front row follows through. Sebo outside of him. Wagga Blake won't need him. Give me go if you're watching in Papua New Guinea tonight, and Nisa Bulabanaka in Fiji. We are underway. What a score that is! Thanks for compacting to the ground. Oh yeah!
Welcome back. Port Moresby Corporate Volleyball Competition has released its format and structure for Season 6 ahead of the competition next year. The competition structure also includes rules around promotion and relegation in different divisions and the rules around new teams joining the competition. The Port Moresby Corporate Volleyball Competition tentative teams and placement structure has 4 divisions in both men's and women's competitions. A Premier Division and Divisions 1 to 3, with 3 new teams joining Division 3. Each division comprises 16 to 19 teams. According to Port Moresby Corporate Volleyball Competition Vice President Henry Aika, the Cup, Plate and Bowl final structure will be discontinued. Teams will be grouped into tiered divisions based on their performance in Season 5. A promotion and relegation system will be implemented at the end of each season to maintain a dynamic and competitive environment. The new structure indicates that new teams joining the competition will join in Division 3. 2 teams feature in Grand Final will move up divisions, while the 2 last placing teams will move down the next division. Port Moresby Corporate Volleyball Competition also will implement a junior development concept for under-19 boys and girls, as well as under-15 players mixed teams in Season 6. An ID will be a key requirement for participation. This initiative aims to develop future talent for under-21 national championship representing Port Moresby Corporate Volleyball Competition at the PNG Volleyball Championships. Meanwhile, the Industrial Origin Challenge concept will return after a hiatus since 2019, but will be a new concept, no more industrial challenge. The best potential players from participating teams will form the super teams for the challenge. The Super Challenge will run as a standalone event. In the meantime, Aika said the volleyball enthusiasts in the city have been treated with some beach volleyball competition actions at Ella Beach. He said the competition started last week and will continue into coming months. 2 proud and passionate rugby league nations are set to square off in a monster clash in Suva as the Bti and Kumuls kick off their Pacific Bowl campaign. With promotion and relegation added to the mix in 2024, there is more than just national pride at stake. The winner of the Pacific Bowl playing off against the 3rd-placed Pacific Cup nation for a place in the 2025 Pacific Cup pool. That makes a first-up win even more crucial in front of a heaving crowd at Suva's HFC Bank Stadium, with free-flowing football sure to be order of the day.
The Bti and Kumuls met twice during last year's Pacific Championships with the results shared, but both those games were in Port Moresby. Now the Bti get to play a test on home soil for the first time since 2000, and Tui Kamikamitha will have his men primed for the occasion. Expect a torrid forward battle as Kamikamitha and Ben Nukumbuwai look to lay the foundations for Bulldogs superstar Viliame Kikau to run right wide, while the Kumuls NRL pairing of Jacob Alec and Jack DeBallen will fight for every meter in the middle. Storm big man Tui Kamikamitha will captain a vastly experienced Bti outfit that includes former skipper Kevin Naigama, who lines up for his 25th test, as well as blockbusting winger Micah Sivo in his 11th test for Fiji and Viliame Kikau in his 17th test. Panthers premiership winger Sunia Turuva is the fullback, while Dolphins playmaker Kurt Donahue wears the number 7. Emerging NRL forwards Caleb Navale and Kitione Kotoga are back in the pack after featuring in last year's Pacific Championships. Rhys Martins keepers a Kumul side that includes Jack DeBallon at lock, Lachlan Lamb at halfback and Nelly McDonald at fullback. With star hooker Edwin Ipape sidelined by injury, Cal figure Judah Rimbu takes over in the number 9 on the back of a classy display for the PM's 13. 5'8" Cal Labert plays his 12th Test match and will form a dangerous combination with Lamb, who has 10 Tests to his name. Titans forward Jacob Alec will show the way up front after representing the Kumuls at the 2022 World Cup and the 2023 Pacific Champs. The match is scheduled to kick off at 7:10 p.m. this Saturday, October 19, at the HFC Stadium, Fiji, and will be live on Digicel TVWAN platform via Foxtel. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
Former NRL superstar and Fiji Bti 5'8" Jerry Dane has warned his Fiji Bti side about the brutal contest at hands against PNG Kumuls on Saturday, October 19th at HFC Bank Stadium, Suva, Fiji. Recounting his experience playing against the PNG Kumuls, Jared Hayne told Fiji One News that the Kumuls love physical contest. They keep showing up regardless of who they play against. Hayne, now with Bati's technical team, warned his side on what to expect on Saturday. He also expects them to match the physicality of Kumuls in the forwards department if they want to beat the defending Pacific Bowl champions. Hayne said it doesn't matter who the Kumuls play, they're just going to be tough. He said PNG's culture of rugby league is all about brute force. Hayne added that PNG boys put Kumuls jersey on with pride. Former New South Wales fullback said he has never played against a nation as PNG that plays with a lot of passion and pride for the jersey. The bold admission from the former NRL great means the Fiji Bti know what to expect when they meet their Melanesian rival on Saturday. Payne was joined by Fiji Bti captain Tui Kamikamika, who expressed similar sentiments. Kamikamika said the Bti have played against PNG Kumuls in the last 4 to 5 years. They are expecting a physical game on the weekend. Both Fiji Bti and PNG Kumuls have a decent lineup in the team for this match despite missing most of their big-name players. The match is expected to light up with both teams vying for promotion into the Cup Championship next year. The Pacific Bowl Championships between the two sides is scheduled on Saturday, 19th October at 10:06 p.m. at the HFC Bank Stadium, Suva, Fiji. Young Hela Wigman prodigy and PNG PM's 13 debutant Murray Fige Connors has made a statement. He has potential to be a future representative player after his first taste of international rugby league last Sunday, when he came off the bench against a star-studded Australian PM's 13 side at the Santos National Football Stadium. Though he was part of the losing side, young Murray embraced the moment and would treasure it as he continues to learn and aspires to develop his game.
Standing 186 centimeters tall and weighing almost 100 kg, Connors was the only player plucked out of the domestic National Rugby League competition, the Digicel ExxonMobil Cup. The 24-year-old Central Eastern Highlands native is still pinching himself after getting a call-up to join the Jason Demetrio coach PNG Prime Minister's 13 squad for this year's annual Prime Minister's 13 clash with Australia. Connors, only his second season with the Hela Wigman, has taken his game to the next level, experiencing his first grand final with the club this year, losing to the Mount Hagen Eagles. However, his consistency, commitment and hard work on and off the field throughout the season paid off handsomely with his first call-up to the PNG's PM's 13 side, a surreal moment which he attributed to his commitment and persistence to working hard this season. Having been coached by a top NRL coach like Demetrio was an unreal experience for Connors.
Now I'm second year na. It seems like collab. I'm in the summer straight to thank you, big man, this achievement. Slato ko me give proud lo this season. I'm not go waste. Give me credit when them collab lo this last. Me just summer master slako. So one good experience straight lo. I'm meet team na tok when them coach am come straight le na railway. Me lo give me lo TV na. Now me face him tok give me all tips na. Tok lo area so me need lo work lem. Me just am straight na. Appreciate him slightly time Mr. Want them coach.
Getting to play on the big stage with new boys for the first time was a challenge, but sticking to his work ethics and following the process really helped him to just play his normal game, and that is to run hard, tackle hard, and stay consistent. The call-up also provided another opportunity for the young Bena Aroma man to pick up some new skills and techniques on how to improve his game. He said getting to play with the experienced boys at the next level was good for him.
I'm only legal areas where Miso Walugim no Digicel Cabem or basic ones where or still stressed or basic or something especially low defense or plenty something when me lining through Lord Boys.
Connors grew up in the suburbs of Tokorara and is a product of the Nelson Stone Nest Club of the famous Hola off-season and the NCD Governors Cup. During normal season, Connors plays for the Magani Rugby League Club at the PRL competition. Connors made the Wigman train-on squad in 2023 and made his breakthrough to playing at the National Rugby League level for the first time.
Firstly, local club Lumiatem, Tokorara Nest United, club Nelson Stone, guiding me, bringing me come so far. Come joining PRL Magani. Me can play some a few years lab and then me play Governors Cup local team to me again Tokorara Nest. Me been selected Johnny Wigman last year. Me go through the prison and then me make it through the squad there. So me and then second year me and then now me come so far come.
His next goal is to push for a spot in the Hunters program or to secure an opportunity to play with one of the QRL clubs at least. Terry Longwood, TVWAN Sports.
The Kangaroos finally get the chance to make amends for last year's shock 30-0 defeat to the Kiwis in the Pacific Championships final, but that redemption will be hard and against a powerful Tongan outfit. NRL.com reports the forward battle will lay the foundation for victory, with Aiden Fanua-Black, Keon Kolomatangi and Jason Tamalolo Lokin-Horns, with Ruben Kota, Patrick Carrigan and Mitchell Barnett, in a heavyweight showdown guaranteed to rock Suncorp Stadium.
The test match in front of the Suncorp Stadium faithful represents a changing of the guard in many ways for Australia, with Dylan Edwards taking over at fullback from former skipper James Tedesco, while Tom Deaton and Mitch Moses combine at the scrum base with Kem Munster injured and Danny Cherry Evans overlooked. The last time these two nations met in a test match, it was Tonga pulling off a remarkable 16-12 win on an emotional charged afternoon in Auckland. Tonga had 5 survivors from that day in Fonua Blake, Tamalolo, Tui Lolohia and Silivi Harvey, and Daniel Tupou, while remarkably the only Kangaroo remaining from the test match is Rabbitohs skipper Cameron Murray. With Moses and Deaton calling the shots, the Kangaroos will look to play up-tempo game and use their speed around the rocks and try and have the Tonga pack running on empty after the first 20 minutes. Eagles superstar Tom Trbojevic plays his first test match since 2018, forming a little center combination with Hemiso Tabuafido. At the back, Panthers star Dylan Edwards takes over in the #1 jersey, while up front it's Isai Yo assuming the captaincy and leading an experienced pack that includes Wally Lewis medal winner Angus Crichton and his Roosters teammate Lindsay Collins. For Tonga, Panthers grand final hero Paul Alomoti has been handed his test debut, while Manly pair Lee Hapuate and Taniela Paseka also play their first test. Huddersfield Tui Lolohia is the only member of the squad returning from the Super League and teams up in the halves with Dolphins young gun Isaiah Katoa. Veterans Edin Fonua Blake and Felicia Kafusi are the starting props, with Jason Tramalolo, Hamwale Alakawatu and Eli Katoa making up an all-star back row. The Guns also boast plenty of firepower in Kion Koloamatangi, Paseka and Sitili Tupanua, joined by Panthers Dynamo's Sonny Luke, who played 4 tests in the 2022 World Cup. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
And that wraps up the sports segment. Mary Silla with Weather Report.
Southern, Port Moresby, partly cloudy with chances of brief showers. Daru, mostly fine, partly cloudy. Kerma and Popondetta, partly cloudy with occasional rain showers with possible thunderstorms. Alatau, partly cloudy with few rain showers and possible thunderstorm. Momase, Ley, partly cloudy with few rain showers. Medan, partly cloudy with chances of few showers. Wewak, partly cloudy with possible few showers. And Vanimo, partly cloudy with few rain showers. New Guinea Islands, Lorengau, partly cloudy with periods of rain and possible thunderstorm. Kavieng, partly cloudy with periods of rain. Kokopo, Rabaul, partly cloudy with few rain showers. Kimbe, cloudy with few rain showers. And Buka, cloudy with some rain showers. Mount Hagen, cloudy with evening rain showers. Goroka, Bans and Kundiawa, cloudy with rain showers. Mendi, Tari and Wabeg, cloudy with some rain showers. Coral Seas, says slight to moderate with southeast to easterly winds of 10 to 20 knots. Solomon Sea and Pacific Ocean, says slight with southeast winds of 10 to 15 knots. Bismarck Sea, says smooth with southeast winds of 5 to 10 knots. And coastal waters forecast. Waters of southern PNG Indonesian border to Daru to Kiwai Islands, Kerma, Yule Island, Hood Point to Samara Island, Cape Bogle and all Milne Islands, seas 0.5 to 1.5 meters. And waters of Medan to Wewak, Vanimo and northern PNG Indonesian border, seas 0.5 to 1 meter along warning areas. And that ends the news tonight. Pleasant viewing. Bye for now.
The TVWAN News was proudly brought to you by BSP, our bank, our people.